Everybody around you ain't necessarily for you. Everybody that's with you ain't necessarily for you. You hear me? And that's just real. That's just real life. Everybody that with you ain't necessarily for you. You know, some folks is around you. Some folks is with you to get what they can't come to get, to find out what they come to find out, to start whatever they came to start, to implement whatever they come to implement. You know, like everybody that's with you ain't necessarily for you. Everybody that's with you ain't necessarily for you. It's cold, it's messed up, it's, you know, but say shit, it's life, you know what I'm saying? And like shit, we gotta learn to prepare ourselves for shit like that, for situations like that, you know what I'm saying? Like real talk. Like, it's okay to let somebody in your life to bring them close, you know, but say, through all the smiles and good times and blunts being passed and drinks being toasted and all that type of shit, you hear me say, shit, keep yourself prepared, man. Say, keep yourself prepared for that slight possibility that, you know, shit can go all the way the other way. Yeah. Everybody that's with you ain't necessarily for you. They ain't. And they ain't gonna tell you, you hear me? They ain't gonna tell you. That's something you're gonna have to find out on your own. That's something you're gonna have to find out firsthand, you hear me? Yeah, somebody might tell you something they done heard, might tell you something they done seen, you know, but say, shit, you ain't gonna believe it, you know, it ain't gonna sound right to you when it hits your earlobes and all that, you know, say, shit. It's like I say, it's certain situations, there's certain things in life that a person that we gotta find out firsthand, that we gotta go through firsthand. We gotta go through it to feel it. We gotta be there to hear it. We gotta be there to see it, like our own personal self, you know, for us to do what we supposed to do. It ain't that like the fraud, the fake, the phony. It ain't like they can't tell you the truth, but they tell you the truth every day, all day. You hear me? It's just we be listening wrong sometimes. And then sometimes we be giving too much benefit of the doubt type of thing. And then sometimes we might like them, love them too much. And then sometimes we might feel this out. It is what it is, you know, but say, protect what's yours, you hear me? Protect what's yours. Protect what's yours. Protect what's yours. It's cool. We think it's cool. It feels cool. It's happy. It's, you know, to share certain things about ourself, our life with, you know, that close person, this, that, or whatever, you know, and it should be that way. But like, say shit, we humans, this is, you know, it is what it is, you know, so say like, something good for you, sharing it to somebody else, you know, they might have other plans for it. You hear me? They might, you know, want to tear it all the way down. They might not want to see you celebrating, or they might not want to see you celebrated. You know, for whatever reason. It's like protect what you love, protect what you care for, protect who you care for, protect who you love as much as you can. Don't abuse it yourself, because that person on the outside looking in, they gonna be able to do that same thing you did, you know. They gonna take and look at you like, you know, maybe you don't appreciate it, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they got a shot. Maybe they deserve a shot, you know. It might pop up on pop up on your block one day, one night, one morning, and see such and such over here working now. You might pop up at your job and see such and such working here now. You know, you done complained about your job, you done complained about this, that, and you know, so they thinking like, shit, they making good money, you making good money over here. You hear me? You handling business. I'm watching you. You hear me? And shit, if you don't like it, you don't want it, you complaining, let me go over and, you know, shoot my shot, you know, put my bullshit down and, you know, see if I could, you know, get in where I fit in. You hear me? You know, open the door all the way up for him. Gave him the whole ins and outs and everything. You know, drop names, and all that type of shit. You know, be careful who you talk to. Be careful who you talk to, and be careful how you talk to who you talk to. Yeah, shit get real. Shit get real. You gotta be careful of who you talk to, and be careful how you talk to who you talk to. Yeah. Be careful. Everybody that's with you ain't for you. And you gotta know that. And then once you know that, you know, it's on you to handle it how you feel you need to handle it. Everybody that's with you ain't for you. Everybody that's with you ain't for you. And that's alright, because you don't need everybody. You hear me? Straight up. You don't. You don't. Truth be told, say shit, you need to shed something from all the way around from you, because you're giving too much of yourself to everybody. You hear me? Yeah. Every single body that you letting pour into you and take from you ain't filling you back up. They ain't replaced, you know, so like the ones that's taking and ain't giving, yeah, they gotta go. The ones that's taking, but they giving though, they giving. They doing what you doing, being a shoulder for you, being an ear for you, you know, helping to add motivation helping to add to the motivation that you already got for yourself type thing. Calling you, texting you, checking on your health, your well-being, how your day going. You hear me? Dropping a little motivation on you type of thing. Them the ones we keep around. The ones that we got to just constantly keep pouring into. Nah, man, we got to let them go. We got to let them hear all this shit that we telling them and trying to show them. We got to let them hear that shit from a stranger now. They don't want to hear this shit. Hearing this shit from somebody they know ain't helpful. It ain't helping them. Let them go. Let them hear it from a stranger. They'll listen to a stranger because it's a new situation. And then they gonna have to add their little 50 to the 100, you know, 50-50, you know what I'm saying, until they get in, until that new person knows them all the way type of shit. And figure this motherfucker on some bullshit, you hear me? Hopefully that new person in their life will help them, you know, hopefully they ain't on no bullshit, but You know, that person you got to keep texting and talking to and listening to about that same situation. You hear me? Over and over and over and over and fucking over again. You hear me? That shit that just drain your energy when you think about it, when you hear the name, when you know, say shit. Let that motherfucker go. Shit. They'll understand. And if they don't now, they will later on. They will later. If they don't now, they'll understand later. But say, shit, you can be done. You can be all the way done. You can be all the way done. And have no hard feelings, no bad feelings, because you did your part, you know. More than required, more than asked for, you know.